Hanging out with my old friend Todd Morey. I first met him back when he was a teenager. He did some races at Rolling Wheels and at Syracuse with myself and Joe Murata. Since then, he has gotten into primarily monster trucks. He has done monster truck events as an announcer from all over the place, and he races now. He's been doing some four cylinders, only got out a few times this past season. He's back at Super Dirt Week. This is on the rainy Wednesday. Todd, how have you been?
Man, good. I'm muddy. It's cold. I'm muddy. It hailed twice.
Oh, it did hail twice today?
Yeah, it hailed this morning and it hailed last night. Yeah.
I know it hailed yesterday morning too. So, and you were smart. You got the old work jeans on, I got too. The mud doesn't show up as much on these as it does on some other things. So how was your season? Let's start there. I know you only raced a few times. How was it?
So actually, I had a really fast four-cylinder at Fonda. It was a lot of fun. We blew up last race. I raced there. We blew up while leading.
Oh.
So it happens. And then I tried to find a motor builder.
I noticed you were on Facebook looking.
Yeah. And two people fell through and did more harm to the car than good. I was traveling for work, hoping to come back and race, and it just never really came back. So.
And you did a full season last year, did you?
I only did a handful last year as well. Every year
was I say the season before?
Before the year before that, I did quite a few.
2022.
I think I only missed a few races.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
And you had driven the monster truck a few times too, right?
Sure. Over the years, I've driven 8 or 9 different monster trucks.
Really?
And now I'm primarily announcing the shows. But it's neat to come from the seat and then back to the microphone.
Makes you better.
I can describe things that the driver's feeling, things like that. So
the year I drove a four-cylinder, I thought made me a much better announcer because I really got to see all those, like the steering wheel coming off in your hand, slowing down when the yellow didn't come out, all those little things. Was there one situation that you were able to relay after driving the trucks? Do you remember anything that you were able to relay a little better, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. So the safety aspect of it, it's a cocoon, and people are like, man,
you're almost standing up, aren't you?
Well, you are. No, it's a NASCAR.
You are standing up.
It's a seat like these guys have here at Super Dirt Week. But it's the same harnesses, the same thing, and people think you fly all over the place. You don't. You can barely turn your head.
Yeah.
But you don't want movement in there. You're 30 feet in the air, dropping down. You want to.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is be bouncing around.
Yeah. And just like a race car, things loosen up just a little bit, maybe after that first lap. So after your first hit, you'll see a lot of guys will grab, and ratchet. I guess the only difference with a monster truck seat and the seatbelt configuration is we have ratchets on the side. So we don't pull down. It's actually a ratcheting system. You ratchet yourself in.
So, when you do a show close to town, let me know. I'll come over. We'll go through one of these. But you're right, because they used to tell me that in the four-cylinder also. Yes. You tighten them in the pits as much as you can, but then when you're out there and you get a yellow, it's amazing how you all of a sudden have a lot more tightening there to do, don't you?
Loosen up,
Okay.
Pull those belt tight one more time. Is that what Larry
That's
says?
right. And I think Joe Murata had something like that.
Sure.
I think you had to pull it before you got to tricky turn 3.
There you go.
Yeah, otherwise you'd end up in the
tricky
Toolies.
Turn 3 out there at the Moody Mile.
Yeah, it was so much fun. What was that? You and I have shared some stories, and I got to say, Todd did get picked on pretty badly when he was there, because Glenn Donnelly and Joe Murata gave it to you. I'm not going to mention exactly what it was, but there was one time I felt badly for you. I was like, oh man, they're
you
really.
got to pay your dues though. When you're a kid and you're around all these, legendary announcers to me.
Had been announcing longer. You've been alive
Absolutely.
too. At that point.
You're going to get ripped a little bit. That's okay.
I know, but I felt badly. So
That's all right.
One thing we were going to talk about, because obviously we're here at Super Dirt Week at Oswego, and the comparisons abound between Syracuse and here. I think there's pros and cons for both. Let's be honest, right? But one of the things that, unless you were in that tower at Syracuse, getting into that booth was a task on its own, especially if you're afraid of heights.
Yeah. So first of all, the stair count is crazy.
Did we ever count them? I think we did one time.
I think we did. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was 100 and something, maybe.
It's a lot. Too many. No elevator.
Yeah, I was waiting for that, but they used to tell me they were waiting on that. But so you'd get to the top of the grandstand, but the adventure was just beginning.
Yeah, and then you have to walk across the roof. And you know how big the roof is there in New York State Fairgrounds, or was.
Yeah.
It's sketchy, windy.
It would move when it was windy. You'd feel it moving underneath you.
People say big buildings move, things like that. They have to. It's tensile strength.
Right.
Something's rigid, it's going to break.
You took physics, huh?
What's that?
You took physics, huh?
Right.
There you go. So, my daughter's taking that now.
Bridges move, buildings move. They have to move.
They have to, and you have to build them that way.
But walking across that, you can feel it move. And if it's windy, oh man. It'll get your stomach going.
And then, once you reach that, you have to go down the stairs again to get to it. And I was always afraid I was going to tumble over those stairs, and whoop, Doug just fell in the crowd.
Yeah, and there's that, that tight stairway, no bottom to it. You're looking right down on it.
Yeah, it's a graded stairs.
It's just it's a weird feeling. Yeah.
And then there was that one place where you could open that window
Right.
and actually stick your head out. I kind of liked announcing that way.
So
Did you do that?
Too. Absolutely. I would always crack the window. I wanted to hear myself. It's odd. I was given a lot of booth experiences, and I'm like, man, put me outside. Give me a wireless.
Right.
I want to go on the deck. If there's a deck next
Oh, you wanted
to
to
me.
be Tim Pitts down on the stage, huh?
Well, no. What I mean is I want to be outside hearing myself.
Yeah,
I want to know, how's my pitch? How's things coming across?
And boy, you could sure hear yourself at the New York State Fairgrounds, couldn't you?
Well, on a delay.
Yeah, echo through there.
It's kind of like when you announce, I announced at Raymond James Stadium and did a Monster Jam show there.
Oh.
And when you announce there, it's like 5 seconds, 6
Yeah.
seconds, and you hear yourself. It's a very weird feeling.
And I've been in that situation a couple times. And what somebody told me is just concentrate on what you're saying.
Yes.
Try this, because otherwise
Block it
you
out.
will. It'll screw you up.
Yep, block it out. Oh, I just heard myself. What'd I say? Now you're all sideways.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works out. So, new news, you are Swagger Factory Apparel now.
Yes, Mike Jackson and I worked out a deal July 18th. We took ownership of it, and it's been an adventure, things I'm learning.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been safety conscious. I used to have a Simpson deal, and when Holly Carburetors bought them, that all went away. And I talked to Mike about being a dealer, and he says, I kind of want to sell.
Oh.
And I talked to my wife, and I said, we got an opportunity. So
Yeah.
I talked to a couple of investors, and they're silent investors, not even interested in motorsports. They don't care.
Sometimes that's
They're
best.
interested in making money.
Nice. And you're here at Super Dirt Week, right?
We're here. We actually had to put the tent back
A
together.
lot of stuff's been blowing up here. I saw that.
It was rough. We had 4 people holding it down. And
Wow.
We had to take the sides off it, and things got wet and dirty. But we're cleaned up. We're back together, and hopefully some nice weather tomorrow and throughout.
So as you toe to the right of where we are, this is the island stage. That's why I put in the background so you would know that. Where are you? Like next to the Dirt Apparel or down a little
Yep,
further?
right next to the official Super Dirt Car merchandise trailer.
Okay.
Area Auto is there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Lenny's
Yeah, I know right
deal's
where you
there,
are.
So we're side by side.
Okay.
Good friends with Lenny Salmons.
And some of you guys might be sitting there now going, you know, I can't buy a suit now, but I'm going to need one for next year. This would be a good time to get your measurements, do your research and all that while you're here,
So
right?
something we haven't really pushed out there yet, we are doing financing.
Okay.
So if you buy in October, we can put you on a couple $100 a month payments.
Oh, cool.
Automatically debited from your account. And by the time you race late March,
Yeah, you'll
early
be
April,
ready.
it's paid for.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
No
All right.
interest. No
All right. Nice. I think my suit shrunk. They do that sometimes, don't they? Right?
too.
Yeah. The longer I've had a theory, the longer they sit in the closet.
That's right.
It's the what are those suits made out of?
Yeah, so Nomex.
Yeah, Nomex and sweat. When the sweat dries, it pulls the Nomex in closer,
You really want me to
and
agree
that's
with you, don't you?
yes, I do.
Let's
I
just
really
sell some
want.
more suits. Well, they shrink. Let's sell some more. Yeah.
There you go, guys. So, of course, all of you guys know I'm full of it on that one, but that's my story, and I am sticking to it, Todd.
So we have in-house design, full customization.
So if I want something just like my sponsor wants, you can do it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We get your file from your sponsor. We can match your car wrap if we hey, this is the car I want,
Yeah.
or this is the car I have.
So you've worked
we can
with the
match
people who do that stuff before.
Absolutely.
They've sent you something and go, okay, make it look just
Now
like
we
that.
can make it look exactly the same, so it's tied in. We do the crew shirts as well for your crew.
Nice.
You'll see Peter Britton here. He's got a brand new suit.
Awesome.
24 crew shirts. It's going to be a gorgeous setup for him.
These are SFI certified, by the way, and if you know
100%.
things about suits, that's a company that's totally independent, that makes sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be. They take samples and all that
Absolutely.
kind of stuff. So good to see you, Todd.
And we are
Seriously.
sending our stuff in for NASCAR certification, so that's the next step.
Fantastic. Good to see you, man. And there's a lot of stories we could tell. if you get a couple beers and Todd and I some night, we'll tell you some other stories that from the tower in those days that you probably won't believe. I'll tell you that right now.
Not meant for the camera.
No. We're a family-friendly PG channel here on YouTube. Guys, thanks to Carl Electric, of course, our good friends at Garofalo's. Got to go there for your subs and sausage, guys, so make sure to get down there. Whatever you need, they've got it. Great beer selection. A lot of those brands you don't get to see at other places. You know how that is. You go to the box stores, you only get so much, so make sure to check them out. Always good to see you, Todd. Say hi to Dad for me, okay?
Appreciate that. He'll be here.